Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about some IG posts from Miss Stormy Steele from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And she, in my opinion, is throwing shade at Melometers without saying the name Melometer. And so let's talk about everything that she said because it was definitely a lot. Now, before we get into it all, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video or even the dislike button. Either one of those work the same, meaning that YouTube will recommend this video to more people who love discussing various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would love to have you. Now, of course, like it's early, right? I actually discovered these posts like an hour ago. Like as soon as I woke up, I grab my cell phone and I check out Instagram. And I see this post from the Money Making Melody fan page. And it reads, Melometers coming online to find that once again, we've been blamed for something else. And the administrator or the admin for the Money Making Melody fan page says, I know I said I was taking a break, but after seeing a post in the No Restraint Facebook group, I have a very important question to ask. Are we your storyline this season? And she actually tagged Canvas Girl Beauty. Because if you're subbing the Melometers in your latest rant, please swipe to see our response and laughing emojis. And it's basically a video of someone saying, girl, shut the F up. You really thought you ate that up. And then they're cracking up and even trending at some point commented and saying, you thought you ate that, took me all the way out. So, I'm like waking up still and I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I pull up my Facebook and I go to the No Restraint Facebook group and people copied and pasted, Stormy's IG stories where she is fussing and complaining. So I'm guessing, I have my guess on what triggered it to make those posts because obviously some conversation has taken place on the girls' trip, for season 7 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, before I get into these rants, I ask that, or please, I should say, everything that I'm saying here is alleged and my opinion. It's just my opinion. And the fair use commentary on these IG posts are allowed for criticism, according to the Copyright Act of 1976. All right, y'all. So she starts out, Stormy does. Let's get into some things. People love to throw your past in your face, but let me run this right quick. Today, I have the top selling beauty product on TikTok, and Canvas is arguably one of the fastest growing brands in the world. I have dealt with hella growing pains in business, from being late on orders to getting an F rating on the Better Business Bureau from back in 2020 when I made 23 million in sales and couldn't ship orders fast enough. From hiring people who took advantage of me and almost losing everything in 2022. I got hit with lawsuit after lawsuit. But guess what? I own that. I'm thankful for that, and I'm stronger because of it. So, in this particular post, she is actually acknowledging things that the wonderful content creators actually brought out. Shout out to Black Titanic trending at some point, and so many others. And forgive me for all of the channels that escape my mind right now. Blame it on my mind and certainly not my heart. But there were also customers who came out and said, I placed an online order, I haven't gotten it yet. And it's been this amount of time. And, I always said, in my opinion, it felt like her importance was those retail customers getting the products on the shelves in the retail stores versus the online commerce. When all of the customers are important, because we live in a day and age where, I mean, you can just order your groceries online. I get my grits from Amazon because when we were dealing with Carnival 20, you know, the grocery stores, the shelves would be bare. And like certain things, you didn't know when you were going to see them again in the grocery store. They would be gone for several weeks. So I would just go on Amazon and there was Quaker grits. So I just ordered them from there. And now it's become a habit. It's just my thing. So certainly, if you can get grits from Amazon, people should be able to place their online orders for beauty products, for a hair oil, and get it in a timely fashion. But because the content creators brought this to light, now Stormy is acknowledging it and saying it on her Instagram story. And she may not ever admit it, but she could probably also thank the content creators, because I bet it's very freeing just to speak your truth, to speak your struggles. So things that she would have probably kept a secret or wanted to pretend were not an issue, the content creators have caused her to acknowledge those struggles, acknowledge those challenges. And it has to be very freeing, because all of us who are not on a reality TV show, who do not own a beauty brand, when we can just speak our truth and what has happened to us in life, it is very, very freeing for us. So I know that there has to be some freedom in Stormy admitting these struggles. And she doesn't have to admit it to us. We already know. So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. And it reads, so at the very top, it says something like, this is where I'm at today. And today, the math is mathing. The blessings are flowing. God is faithful, and I am thankful. Mind you, I dealt with all of this while being on a reality TV show and being harassed and bullied online, from being called ugly, big nose, ghetto, etc., to people literally campaigning to ruin my business because, let them tell it, I'm an op to their fave, their words, not mine. I've never dealt with stalking and people coming. I've even dealt with stalking and people coming to my warehouse with cameras to harass and provoke reactions from me. You name it, I've dealt with it. And in the midst of it all, I still rose like a effing phoenix. Turn nothing into something. And if you can see it, and you can see it in real time. All right, so let's talk about this post. So she is getting into, um, this is where I feel like it's a subliminal about some Melometers allegedly bullying her. This is her opinion, her experience, I guess you could say. Iyanla Van Zant would say, this is how she is experiencing you Melometers, okay? She's definitely talking about Black Titanic and her friend going to the warehouse, and they were, using their cameras to record. And initially, it was Courtney, Stormy's husband, who went outside to ask Black Titanic and Shay to leave. Stormy came out after him and was yelling and cursing. She was immediately triggered. From the footage that we saw, Black Titanic and Shay initially did not say anything disrespectful or out of the way to Stormy. She immediately was triggered just from seeing them, and she went off, which caused Shay to verbally defend herself. So understandably so. But Stormy was definitely going off right off the bat, and she felt like she was being harassed. And she's saying that some Melometers, in my opinion, she's talking about Melometers, were campaigning to try and ruin her business. So it sounds like she's referring to when people were making posts in the Facebook group about contacting Walmart and Target, about her because of they did not really care for her on the reality TV show. Well, obviously, no one has stopped Target and Walmart from doing business with Stormy. Her products, she still makes IG stories where people send her videos of going into the stores and they see her products. So that business relationship has not been severed. And, she has occupied the TikTok space to advertise her products. And so, according to her, she's still doing great. So if anyone did try to quote unquote ruin the business, obviously, that did not work, right? Because she's still in business with those major retailers. But I feel like she's definitely speaking in subliminals. Now, right off the bat, on the surface level, one may think that perhaps she got into it with Melody on the girls' trip. I don't think it's Melody, though. Melody would not trigger this girl like this. You remember on the previous slide, she talked about people wanting to bring up her past. Melody doesn't have to do that because she is basking in the glow of her present. She is very much so in the present moment. So she just doesn't have to go there. This totally says Tisha. This totally screams Tisha, bringing up the past and the Better Business Bureau rating. And that is what triggers Stormy. That's what I think. And I think that the subliminals towards the Melometers are like collateral damage. But I totally think Tisha sparked this, in my opinion. Or Tisha could be trying to get Stormy and Melody to get into it. So now let's move on to her next post, y'all. So then Stormy says, I'm typically quiet, low key, and don't be on no time but my business. But when it's real life demons out there fighting to ruin your business, your character, and your life because they need to be seen as the victim, quiet goes out the window. I'm finally ready to talk about the things I've dealt with silently amongst the people who love and care for me. Not just business stuff, but everything. The way I used to. The next thing I shared will leave y'all gagged because what I had to go through in January due to hate is something I wouldn't wish on nobody. So I don't know if she's referring to the reports of the vehicle. I don't know if like she's talking about something that happened to her legally or something else. What do you all think that she is speaking of on what she had to go through in January? Or is it something like, is she going to say like the hate affected her stress wise and affected her health? That's what it's something, or the vehicle, I'm guessing, is what she's going to be getting into. But I'm guessing that someone brought up everything that she's been dealing with legally. I'm thinking it's Tisha, y'all, and then it's just making her go on this rant. And she says, I'm finally ready to talk about the things I've dealt with silently amongst the people who love and care for me. So I'm wondering why that sentence. Like, is she's waiting until they're going to fly back to Huntsville and she'll film a scene with Courtney and or her mother about things? Like it sounds like that sounds like she's going to talk about it extensively in another environment. So we'll have to see that on the show. But I'll be on the lookout on her IG post, to see if she references that sentence again. I'm finally ready to talk about the things I've dealt with silently amongst the people who love and care for me. So it sounds like she's going to speak on some things in a separate scene with, I'm guessing Courtney and or her mother. But check out but when it's real life demons out there fighting to ruin your business, your character, and your life because they need to be seen as the victim. Ugh. So we all know that like there is positive energy, good energy, pure intentions, And then there is like darkness and that meddling spirit and just straight evilness. We watch the news and the violent reports that we hear about. That has to be an evil spirit, right? Now, like it can make you a little uncomfortable when you hear someone saying that, oh, they're a demon, it just makes me uncomfortable. I don't really like that because it's like she's casting a net on a whole group of people. And not every single person was talking about contacting Target and Walmart. I think she's really tearing pages out of Melody's book when Melody speaks to that dark energy, those negative spirits, and now she's trying to take that wording, that knowledge, and she's trying to direct it back at the Melometers, in my opinion. She's speaking subliminally. She's not saying that the Melometers are demonic. Let me be very clear about that. She is not saying that explicitly, but it's coming off subliminally. But we don't have to be in her DMs cursing her out or anything like that. I know I will not be doing that. But this last post I feel like is a to be continued. And we'll have to see if she like films another scene with, the people who love her and care for her. I'm guessing Courtney, her mother, and or a therapist perhaps, or some girlfriends, and then she's going to speak on some more things or elaborate on what she's been saying in these posts. But yes, y'all. So thank you so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate the support. I'm sure you're going to, express your thoughts, speak your heart in the comments as well. It's so subliminal. I feel like she's going to elaborate. I don't know if it'll just be in a visual, in a scene for the show, or if she's going to, after she wakes up this morning and has her coffee, will elaborate on this last IG post, because I feel like it's the beginning of a little bit more. But please hit the like button on this video. It is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. It's always like this, right? When you're off of work, I think your body and your mind knows that you're not going to have to like perform on your job. So you're so relaxed that you wake up early. Like, I am no doctor, no scientist, but that is my guess, because I'm always like, why is it that on the days where I work, I want to lay in bed and I'm more tired? But like now, I was up at like 6 a.m. and I saw the Money Making Melody fan pages post, went to Facebook, went to Instagram, made the screenshots, making this video, all this energy, okay? All this energy before 8 a.m. because I know I don't have to work today. I can just kick it. So yes, I'm going to go back to bed, but I'm totally awake. I love to binge watch old seasons of Botched. That's the show where Dr. Dubrow and Dr. Nassif, they do corrective plastic surgery on people who've been botched. I love that show. So I'm going to probably watch it while laying in bed. And yeah, because I know I don't have to work. I wake up super duper early. That is so annoying. But yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I would go grab some breakfast. There's so much snow out. My guy did like shovel the snow for me yesterday, but it's like, dang, I'd have to put on socks and boots and my coat, hat, gloves. And right now my locks are in a scarf. And then, I wear a lock sock, which is like a bonnet, but it has the satin lining on the inside, and it's got like, it's bigger than a bonnet so that it can hold your locks in. So yeah, that's the visual. A scarf and a lock sock. And then I just don't feel like going through the rigmarole of putting on the winter coat. And do I go pick up the breakfast with the lock sock on? So I'm just gonna like wait until I'm ready to get dressed and then I'll eat. So there you go. I'm going back to bed, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.